Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the GDSL second fun tournament. We have grand finals in our sleeves. It's me, Nova. It's me, Jurzal, and Nova. Sorry, I already had a Freudian
Hello,
slip.
hello everyone. All right, man. The grand finals of the fun tournament. Very exciting games so far. A lot of back and forth. Various 3-2s. So various 5 game matches. Let's see what the finals is gonna deliver. It's gonna be GrumpyKittens up against WORIORS. The WORIORS. It's their first tournament together. They just banded as a team and already in the finals. So a very good job for them.
Mm-hmm.
And GrumpyKittens has been a staple of direct strike tournaments, right? They're in every single finals. They play in pretty much always, and they always deliver. So it's just another day for them, just another weekend.
Yes. Stacked up tournament winning. Let's see.
They're basically the Cyril of direct strike at this point.
Yeah, I could say so. We need to pull out the Rainer.
Yes, sir.
We have the race. What we're gonna have race choices. We have Protoss on both sides chosen, and we have Protoss Zerg on DSXTM Warriors, and GrumpyKittens have Protoss Zerg, and Kachar is bugged.
Yeah, just to go over the tournament rules, this tournament was no Terran tournament. It's for fun. So no Terran whatsoever. And each team can pick one race, one Protoss or Zerg. And then the other two races have to be random between Protoss or Zerg. Our very helpful friend, Pax, right?
Yeah, Pax helped us set it up.
Yeah, Pax helped us make a random for only Protoss Zerg. And thanks to him, we're able to have this tournament. So thank you so much, Pax. So what to expect from this final? There's going to be a lot of random picks per team. So they only get to most teams this tournament. Let's be real; they've been picking the one Protoss every single time. So Serg only picked when forced to.
Mm-hmm. Well, regarding predictions, I think we can give a favor to GrumpyKittens here, and let's see how many maps can DSXTM take from the GrumpyKittens. But when it comes to
Well,
the series, I think we have a clear favorite here.
when I compare them to Sero, I don't mean just because they win every game. It's because they win every game and they every tournament, and they look solid doing so. Right, like their plays always look top notch. They don't really make a lot of mistakes, and any mistakes that you make against them, well, they're gonna punish it. So that's why I king them to being like Sero. And every time, and also like Sero, every time they lose, they definitely ponder on why they lost for weeks on end until they come up with a solution. And I think that's why they've been able to be so consistent. They pretty much define the direct strike meta, and we're gonna see them and their place. Let's see what they bring out.
Let's see. Let's see who goes T2. Let's see who goes Stalkers, if there's gonna be any Stalkers. Or maybe GrumpyKitten is gonna go straight up to the late game.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the race matchup. So Double Zerg is not favored against two Protosses. So two Protosses, definitely a little bit easier to play. When you play the two Zerg, you definitely feel like you're at a disadvantage. Already starting of the game with Amsux having a gas and Triss also making a gas. So GrumpyKittens starting with gas first. What pubs?
This seems like a late game opener. Basically, they know that they are at disadvantage with two Zergs at early game. So basically, what it's indicating here, especially Kachar going Zealots, There's not gonna be Stalker stack. They are not gonna try to contend for the first 5 minutes. They are okay. Let's see how long we can keep our cannon alive, and basically they go for the late game stack. And the opponent's team are not gonna scan the gases early, right? So they are not gonna be aware of the extra income on the opponent's side. Hmm. But let's see.
Yeah,
Let's
very
see.
so very standard play coming out of top team, just regular old stalker stack,
Mm-hmm.
and they're stacking on the Zerg instead of the double toss, which is interesting.
They're stacking on the red stalkers, right? So technically it's on the Protoss side. Well, this is like very solid and standard. Basically, they're having stalkers, they're having Hydraling, and then we have T2 Protoss follow-up, and it's a standard opener, right? I would say, and they will probably kill the cannon relatively soon, especially if they got triple gas on the GrumpyKittens side.
Okay, and the Zergs from GrumpyKittens only making Hydras so far on some lanes.
Okay. Thunderstars went for the Disruptor opener. The tricky part about Disruptor opener here is that you need to have one Zealot in front to be a bait, so you can clump up all the Zealots in one spot and then you can kill everything. It's a small nuance of Disruptor Zealot.
Yeah, Zealots are decent against tier 2. Although as time goes on, the Protoss tier 2 units can really start. Like, if you hit those disruptor shots, you pretty much win, but that's the hard part, right? Like, you have to be consistently hitting a lot of units with those disruptors. You can't miss.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the tides get turned. Okay, and the Warriors now with a Stalker Hydra stack.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and the one thing is that the middle income still it's not 100% in Warriors' favor, because the middle income has been going back and forth, which really favors the triple gas opener.
Okay, ooh, sneaky, invisible
Yes.
boy, but just
Yes.
suicides into the cannon, and so does the Oracle too. The suicides into the cannon.
Yes. They need to force the cannon, but they are not aware that the opponents are on 4 gases already, so they can't really delay the killing the cannon here. Maybe the opponents may notice that it's kind of weird that there's not so many units here. But as you can see, even not having that many units, they still are having the middle income for the Grumpy Kitten set.
But I like this a little bit more from Andre. He's going for the Stalker stack instead of Immortals, which he was doing against in the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're not aware that their opponents are already on 6 gases. So they might think they're ahead, but they're on equal footing right now in terms of economy.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, they are having a few middle seconds of income as well, right? It's not just 100% their fair.
Yeah, that's kind of the nature when you go blink stalkers. You try to blink back. You give them middle a little bit to the other team.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's still only stalkers from Andre. There's no zealots yet. He has 1-1-1 upgrades, but doesn't have any sentries. So Hydra is having not bad time here. Oh, there's a blink forward, which is okay, but probably a bit too early. And there's no problem for warriors to clear out this Hydra wave,
Okay,
Zerg wave.
so the way that warriors can use this to their advantage, the fact that Grumpy Kittens have been gassing so hard, is that Andre needs to stack with the Zerg and kill the cannon fast. Like, they don't have a lot of time left. They have to kill this cannon very fast and start gassing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
it's already 5 minutes. The gases for Grumpy Kitten, the first one's already paid off. And so they're on a bit on a clock.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they haven't scanned, so they don't know. There's you can tell it by the fewer amount of units that's coming from the Grumpy Kitten side and not contesting middle income so hard. But it comes with experience to notice that kind of a thing. So let's see if they manage to do it. There's not too many roaches from Alien BG Alien or Ravagers, which could be actually beneficial here. Like this is the point where you can start adding AoE, like Ravagers, Lurkers. You can start adding roaches to tank.
Yeah, Ravagers are very strong against Hydras.
Mm-hmm.
If you can land the vials, of course.
Hydra has 90 HP, right? So if you have Bile that hits 60, and then there's like 1 or 2 shots of a Lurker or other Hydra, then yeah, that's it.
Okay, they killed the cannon, which was expected because of the blink stack.
I'm not sure if he can really wait with that Disruptor. He needs to kill the wave, right? He's gonna force the Archon stack now. Okay, okay, yeah, there's a small stack because of the delayed Archon shot.
Yeah, and there is a sentry still alive with that Guardian shield. Okay, but now here comes the Stalker stack again. And they are able to clean Amsox before the Mutas of Triss arrive.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't gassed yet. They're very much respecting GrumpyKittens, and they're not gassing yet, which actually could play out to their disadvantage.
Yes, definitely, because they already killed the cannon, right? And they are 6 gas behind. Even if they have a middle income now, the income is still same or in favor of GrumpyKittens.
Okay, Thunder Horse using his disruptor to clean out Kachar's disruptors. He doesn't want to let those disruptors stack up.
Mm-hmm.
Disruptor shot tagged the lurker, which is not great. Now let's see Andre's disruptor shot.
Yeah, it was not bad.
Ooh,
Looker helped a lot.
absolute, yeah, absolutely disgusting. 6 kills, 6 Hydras.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's like 660 minerals. Kachar's going T3, so probably we're gonna start seeing first carriers out.
And Warriors still have not identified what GrumpyKitten's strategy is. So GrumpyKittens, they might like surprise Warriors here. Okay, finally the first gas out of Thunder Horse.
There's the first gas from the Thunder Horse, and if they watched the yesterday's stream, the games against us, this is what they did in one of the games. This is what happened in the game 3. So basically they went for the late game, but with less gas. They didn't have that heavy on a gas, but basically the unit build strategy was very similar.
Okay, and Thunder Horse landing some very good disruptor shots. Like even with the Swarm Host present, those Thunder Horse disruptors getting 5 and 3 kills all on Hydra. So very nice.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad.
Yeah, Warriors definitely they made it to the finals and they're showing why. Like they definitely have skills. The disruptor shots are landing. They're not missing. And Alien BG now adding lots of Ravagers. Very good. That's exactly what we wanted to see out of them.
Mm-hmm. We see Ravagers. We don't see any Lurkers yet. But the problem with the Lurkers is that Kachar is gonna go heavy air. He already banking money. He has 800 minerals.
Yeah, but no Swarm Host on Alien BG. Kachar's Disruptor got 7 kills.
I mean, it's alright. Like you can get it, but if you don't get it, it's not like criminal offense if you don't get it. Like, it really depends. Like if Kachar is like fully ground or he's just having like spare disruptors from the previous way. Thunder Horse had 700 minerals as well in the bank. Let's check if they have scanned opponents. Yeah, they're scanning opponents. He's checking Kachar because like something is off, but he sees only 2 gas. He gets a Void Ray. So probably he's suspecting some air switch. I'm
Okay, Andre missed the disruptor shot. 0 kills on it.
Happens. Not all disruptor shots are successful.
That's very true. Okay, those observers from Andre managed to clean the lurkers. Good disruptor shots out of Kachar, what we expect. 3 and 4 kills. It's very nice. And Thunder Horse using his disruptors to clean Kachar's disruptors. So many balls, man. Everyone's going bowling today.
So So just to remind, this is a best of 5 series, so we're gonna have at least four games, maybe more. Pingu is predicting in the chat that we're gonna have 4-1.
That's a
Result,
safe prediction to make.
yes, in the favor of Warriors.
Oh, wait, what?
No, I'm just joking.
Well, okay. So right now, it kind of looks one-sided, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Warriors team has had middle, not all the time, but most of the time, and they cleaned the cannon. It seems like GrumpyKittens doesn't know what they're doing, but right now they come up with their secret strategy. They've been planning for this all game. 3 carriers, and they're gonna try to stack these. So let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
This is the plan. This is the strategy now unfolding.
Well, the one key difference here is that like there is a Zerg pushing into Kachar. In previous games, what we saw it was Protoss. The difference is that Zerg has different kind of units that could be used in this scenario. Vipers are extremely key to make sure that you can land a parasitic bomb and the carriers lose like quite a big part of HP already.
Okay, I like this. Blink forward out of Andre. Time trying to clear the carriers, but does not get a single one. Just completely goes down, and now Triss is stacked up with Kachar.
Yes, and there's some lurkers as well from I'm6.
So
Okay, is it gonna be enough?
it's
Carrier's
very
gonna
close.
expire soon. Well, the thing is, like, Thunder has 4 Voiders already, but the Voider is gonna connect on an Archons, so his Disruptor shots have to be on point to kill the Archons, so the Voiders can connect with carriers. If that doesn't happen, the Voider is gonna die to the carriers. And they don't really care about Archons though. Okay, saving 4 carriers there, they have +2 attack. Okay, let's see, this way there's only 2 Voiders, there's a Parasitic, so all the air is gonna die here. And Stalkers are not gonna be enough, because there's Lurkers, there's Hydralisks.
Andre blinks forward, trying to get the carriers, but does not get a single one again. And now Vipers out of Triss come out. They yank the carriers.
Yep, and they're probably gonna push now, because there's +3 on carriers now, there's 4.
Yeah, there's Corruptors from BG, but they're distracted trying to kill Mutas. So the carriers is gonna expire again. And these are +3 carriers. Okay, no sentries out of Thunder Horse.
And Thunderhorse Voiders are spending their prismatic alignment, so even if they manage to kill the Archons, there's not gonna be enough DPS for the carrier. So this is a nice turn, nice played out strategy from the first wave. This is strategy in making for 13 minutes. This was not like a scramble like after losing the cannon strategy. This was like a plan before the game already. And as you can see, the Warriors are a bit outplayed in this specific game just because of this strategy opener. And we don't see any gases from Andre yet. We see 2 gases from Thunder Horse, so maybe some miscommunication going on. But let's see if they manage to reset themselves. But you know, it's been quite a long time. It may not be super possible anymore.
Yeah, GrumpyKittens giving them false confidence. It made it look like Warriors was ahead the whole time, and then out of a sudden, boom, carriers. And 3 carriers with lots of Vipers yanking them. And every wave, the carriers have just expired. So that's just how strong the carriers are when pulled back. They're like, Warriors team has not been able to kill carriers at all. And now it's 5.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Andre gases now. Let's see what's gonna be the strategy. We see the Thunder Horse is going carrier. So I guess the strategy here is to have carriers on Thunder Horse, and then Andre tries to save them. But probably it's gonna be a higher chance to do that if Zerg tries to save it with Vipers. But let's see, let's see if they manage to find it in time, or it's not gonna work out. Carriers are already connecting with the planetary, getting already down to the base health.
You know, I liked what you said earlier about Amsux making lurkers. Because I look at Andre's army and it's Stalker Zealot, like lots of Stalker Zealots, right?
Okay.
So you,
And GG. Carrier
it
expired.
really, yeah, it really helped the carriers deal with all the stalkers.
hmm So the second gas paid off as well, which we just been working out with this timing. So this is what like properly prepared team with the timing pushes looks like. Very nice to see. Okay, let's open a lobby and let's wait for the next screenshot.
Yeah, they kind of had like an all in strategy, and it paid off for them really well because it got them the win. And Warriors wasn't even expecting it. They weren't able to stop it at all.
Okay, let's wait for the screenshot.
You know, I'm very impressed by Grumpy Kitten, right? Because normally PCC would be a disadvantage by standards term, and they managed to turn PCC into something that they can actually win out of. So that's a very good job out of them. They strategized, came up with a plan, and executed the whole game. It seemed like Warriors was in control, but nah, Grumpy Kittens, they were just Warriors was playing into Grumpy Kitten's hand the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the scan they were aware of the situation, but there's it's kind of hard to come up with a okay, what should I do? What is the correct response here? Because it's the strategy that goes from the base up from the first wave, and they have all the pawns aligned for it to work out the second chess.
Yeah, by the time they realized it was already 10 minutes too late.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, this is gonna be a very interesting game. It's an all toss mirror matchup.
Oh, there is gonna be so much disruptors. I think we played the Altas mirror matchup in houses. I don't remember what was the outcome, but it was pretty chaotic. That was for sure what happened there. Okay, let's drop a lobby link. Let's get
Yeah,
teams to the second game.
for the players, it's very interesting when something like all toss happens because on the team side, it's like okay, so which one on our lane goes for tier two? Who goes stalkers? Who goes zealots? Are we gonna play more reactive? Are we gonna play? Are we gonna set the tone of the game? We're gonna like. There's a whole lot of thinking and strategizing that goes on in an all toss mirror matchup, and there's definitely gonna be a lot of disruptors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious to see what happens. Both teams looked like they had the disruptor game on point. There weren't a lot of shots missed. They were getting their value for the most part. So it's gonna be very fun to see, I think.
Mm-hmm. Kachar whispered he needs 2 minutes. Like Tris needs 2 minutes, so we may need to wait a bit. But probably we're gonna have a very interesting game, as you mentioned. Yes. And this is the game where like superior micro is gonna be showing the case mostly. Disruptor shots and stalkers probably it's the most of the importance here.
Yeah, that's very true. When you're playing stalkers against stalkers and you're trying to blink, you have to time your blink perfectly, right? Like there's no chance for mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to blink exactly so that you can avoid the enemy's stalker shot.
Mm-hmm.
And well, that takes a lot of practice to do correctly, and you have to do it correctly every single time. Whoever does evade the other one's stalker shots the most, that person wins, and that usually translate like a snowball. Just completely turns the tide in that team's favor. And so there is a lot of pressure on whoever's going to go and play stalkers, that they have to perform well. And then the disruptors where you can't miss. It's a very nerve wracking game, which is hard to play but super fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Would be fun to see triple Protoss, triple Zerg game as well. But probably since everybody's choosing Protoss and the randomness factor is quite big, I don't think we are gonna see it in this tournament.
No, we're gonna have to ban toss as well.
Then we're only gonna have like Zergs. How is that gonna work out?
A lot of Ravagers, I'm guessing. There's gonna be tons of Ravagers there.
Okay.
Agreed, approves this.
Is Agreed even playing anymore? I haven't seen him since the last tournament.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. He just came in, changed the whole meta, and then left.
I would not say that he changed the whole meta. He definitely added elements for Zerg play that you can focus more on the Ravagers. But I would not say that it fundamentally changes things. Okay, we can go. But it's definitely changed a bit how you play it. Yeah.
He spiced things up.
You can call it meta. Okay, fine. Okay, so the first line is Tris. Kachar plays third line. Kachar plays against BJ Alien. And Tris against Thunder Horse. Okay. What are your predictions, Noah?
I'm not sure what to expect here, actually.
I mean, unit choices and tier wise.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's gonna go T2 from GrumpyKittens, or I would think that Andre is the one that's gonna go T2 from Warrior side, because he likes to go Immortals. He's a very big fan of Immortals. He thinks that he said so to me himself, that he kind of favors that kind of play style. He thinks it's like his signature kind of thing. So he likes Immortals. I would think he would go tier 2.
Okay.
But no, already proving me wrong with opening Stalkers, so never mind.
There you go. If he likes Immortals, you probably find a common thing to talk about.
Yes, I remember our first tournament. I used to make like what 2 lines of Immortals.
And dying to disruptors like poof poof poof. Yeah, well, there's no way you can play PvP without disruptors. Like, just it's too hard. Are getting too much damage because you don't have the disruptor magnets yourself.
Yeah. You it's kind of risky because you have like you if you miss, well, you're kind of screwed. But you have to like.
Okay. We need to talk about the strategy here. What we see so far is triple zealot opener from GrumpyKittens.
Well, Amsox hasn't really committed to any type of army yet. He's
He has
playing the
T2,
field.
but he has T2.
Yeah, I think he saw Andre Stalkers and he decided that he's gonna go Immortal.
So BG Alien is going T2. Thunder is already T2. He has an Oracle, which is gonna be pain against Zealots because Oracle does extra damage versus Light. So it's pretty good at deleting Zealots. Unless there's something that shoots at Oracle.
Yeah, we're getting some good old, old time warfare with swords.
It already has 4 kills, but it ran out of energy. And there's no anti-air from IM6, so that Oracle's gonna poke the shields already.
Yeah, but the Oracle not great at dealing damage. The Immortals there, yeah, enough Stalkers survive. This is kind of a problem.
Kachar is forced to get Stalkers.
Yeah, GrumpyKittens doesn't scan a lot. How many kills do you think that Dark Templar is gonna get?
The cannon's gonna detect it, so probably they're banking on that.
Yeah, but I remember in our game, there's a lot of sneaky DPs getting lots of kills. It was very fun.
Well, I don't think they're gonna repeat the same mistake. Like
Okay, but
they're gonna have detection. That's for sure.
Thunderhorse didn't really get the disruptor shot on the club of zealots.
The three
So
zealots, by the way, walked past the main army. Like, we don't care about those zealots. We're gonna go for the kill.
they
Which
had a
for
gentleman's agreement.
which forced Andre Zealot's front. Okay, let's see. There's gonna be blink. No blink. Somebody's sleeping. That's gonna cost because the immortal is gonna. Okay, they are not gonna kill the wave. Let's see the disruptor. Okay, it's not gonna recharge. There's okay. Kills 4 zealots. Not bad.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be able to clean Kachar up, or at least deal a lot of enough damage to Triss.
Hmm. There's
But
5
Triss now,
stalkers, right? Okay, the disruptor shot hits the Archon, loses 200 HP. The Archon is front, so it's gonna die first.
okay, the Oracle is still alive.
I don't know about that. It's actually gonna cost him probably. Yeah, that
It stunned the
stasis.
zealots, so the Archon didn't really kill the zealots.
Yeah. Basically, it took everything down to low HP, but didn't kill anything. There's already 3 disruptors. One is leaked from the trees. And Immortal's gonna just clear out everything else there without a problem.
Yeah, and I like the small micro part there, right? Shooting one disruptor, forcing the blink, and then whatever group of stalkers blink, you shoot the remaining disruptors at them. So that way you can guarantee kills against stalkers, which is very nice play.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about the full mirror matchups is that the middle income is so critical. Like whoever is pushing into who, like wherever there's a small leak, that's a huge swing of momentum.
Ooh, okay, nice getting 5 zealots, but it's kind of been a little late, right? Like you needed to kill 5 zealots like 3 waves before,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and now
GrumpyKittens
we're
can
at
afford 5 zealots. They don't care.
yeah, we're now at the point where killing 5 zealots is doesn't matter that much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Amsucks with 5 immortals.
That's a lot of
And
immortals.
yeah, but Andre is almost all stalkers, so the immortals are having a fantastic time.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised that we are not seeing a bit more zealots. Like he has like very heavy on immortal.
But Andre has like 11 zealots right now, but they get clumped fighting off against Triss's leak.
Mm-hmm. Cannon almost down. Right, that's not a bad shot.
Okay, Triss has a lot of Archons against Thunderhorse's only 2 Archons. Nice disruptor shot. Okay, if the disruptor survives, then there is a chance for a Warriors. If he can land
I
a
don't
good
think
enough
it's.
disruptor
I
shot,
don't think the cooldown's gonna survive.
oh,
There's a blink, so there's a nice second shot on the blink, and there's enough immortals to kill everything here, even with the blink back. Okay, there's another DT from BJ lane.
okay, let's see. But here comes Invisible Man. Yeah, and they're not scanning for him. He's getting his kills in.
Mm-hmm.
Swipe, swipe, swipe. Okay, now there comes a scan.
And there's
DT
another
gets
observer from Tris. So probably they notice, okay, we need the observer because there's like things happening. And you need the observer for the sentries as well, right? So you are not fighting hallucinations longer than you need to.
okay. Andre saving 1 disruptor shot for his own wave.
We see
Let's see what he can.
we see gases as well from the bottom team. These disruptor shots were questionable.
Yeah, but here's the problem. So Andre's zealots keep getting cleaned up, and then all the immortals are alive, and they just shoot at the stalkers. The stalkers are basically naked. So the Immortals are having a fantastic time.
Ooh, that was that was AM6 disruptor from the previous wave. Yeah, yeah, that's a lot of disruptor damage. And there's another disruptor from the past.
But that's actually very important because Thunder Horse was saving that disruptor shot for this wave.
Mm-hmm.
And so GrumpyKittens was able to take down a disruptor that had still not shoot. Man, all this game, GrumpyKittens has been very far ahead. Like, they've been dominating so far. They're all ahead one gas. They've had middle. The bunkers dying from Warriors.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They gas before
This,
the bunker's down. I think they are gassing by the timer in this case. They know that they don't need to force the bunker as long as they are on their own middle income. Just holding the middle income. And well, one thing is that if they don't kill the bunker, the opponent's team thinks they still have a chance to push back, which is on paper true. Okay, there's a nice blink to protect the immortal. But basically, what happens, they are delaying their own gases. By not killing their cannon, they're delaying their first gas. Because usually, okay, we lost the cannon, let's gas, let's go late game. But if you prolong the game, you prolong the first game, first gas. Did it make sense?
yeah, look at.
What I just said.
Yeah, I'm gonna believe you what you said, Jurzal.
Yeah, but did you understood what I said?
You're putting me on the spot here, my friend.
Okay, so basically, if you kill the enemy cannon quickly, enemy team can decide to go late game and gas. Right? If you lose the cannon.
Yes.
Okay, if GrumpyKittens kills the cannon of Warriors, the Warriors team, like Thunder Horse and Andre, they could gas now. Because, okay, we lost the cannon, we can go to late game.
It's very true.
But if the
Yes.
cannon is alive, then you are tempted to fight for it and not gas yourself. Like from the defending team. From the Warriors.
Yeah, that's very true. That's
Yes.
very true.
So basically, if you kill the cannon earlier, you will force the gas earlier. But if you kill the cannon now, you see Thunder Horse only now gets the first gas. So you're prolonging their first gas take.
Yeah, but GrumpyKittens also used that opportunity. They took down the cannon and started their second gas, each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that they are definitely very well coordinated. Last match, last game, like all three lanes were very well coordinated. One went carrier, the other one went vipers and yanked them. This time they all gassed at the same time. Like you can tell this is a very well coordinated team.
Yeah, that's how you win the championships, right? That's the grand finals worthy team. The team who coordinates and has solid players that know each other. Well, they know and they can cooperate like on very good level. But I don't agree about taking gas at the same time. Basically, what you do, you cut units on all three lines at the same time. But basically, you can do one by one. Like one takes gas after 2 minutes, second takes gas, and after that third takes gas. But it's like a small nuance. Probably not gonna change anything in this game. But yeah,
Usually
when it comes to carrier viper, yeah, definitely, yeah, I agree.
So usually the way I gas is after my wave just ends. That's when I get a gas. Like I make as many units as I can that wave, and just exactly as after my wave ends, that's when I get my gas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Alien BG landing his disruptor shots. Amsux is very close to killing Alien BG's disruptors, but no dice.
Mm-hmm.
But look at Kachar's army. It's just so much bigger than what they have, than what Warriors have. And there's already a carrier out. So they're already tier 3.
Yes, and carrier brings additional sets of problems because you have to respect in the sense, okay, do we need anti-air? Because, you know, Immortal Zealot Disruptor is not going to cut it anymore. And then you have to decide, okay, what kind of anti-air we need. Do we need Void Rays? Do we need Stalkers? Do we need Archons? Do we need carriers? And
Yeah, and the problem... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
If you need carriers, right, it's like, oh, fuck, I need to go T3, and it's going to take like 2 minutes to get it out.
Yeah, and the problem is, like, if you go Archons, you have to wait 2 minutes. And then you have to decide, okay, what kind of anti-air we need. Do we need Void Rays? Do we need Archons? Do we need carriers? And the problem is, like, if you go Archons, you have to wait 2 minutes. And then you have to decide, okay, what kind of anti-air we need. Do we need Void Rays? Do we need Archons? Do we need carriers? And the problem is, like, if you go Archons, then your opponent can just get disruptors, and disruptors deal extra damage against archons. Archons are very fat, so they're kind of hard to miss. And so your opponent really gets a good time with those disruptor shots. And if you commit to trying to go tier 3 yourself, then you're kind of like far behind because your opponent already has a carrier, so you're always going to be behind. There's just no real good solution.
Mm-hmm.
And Stalkers is even worse because at this point, there's so many mortals, so many disruptors. Like, even though Stalkers are great against carriers, you really can't just get them in the numbers that you need.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is lose-lose situation, and with the 6 Protoss, that's the there's no real way how you can manage to push back and stack. Like you have to try. Like that's what Andrew's doing with double carrier here, but the chances are slim. And I'm6 is still back, so he is not gonna be in time to kill the carrier, I think.
Yeah, but look, Andre has 2 carriers and Kachar already has 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one carrier get connected by the Voiders. The second carrier is gonna survive.
Okay, this is a little bit of a stack, but it's
Okay.
like some stalkers and 1 carrier from Andre.
Mm-hmm. And all the Archons died to the disruptor shots. So there's not enough anti-air anymore. Kachar cleans up the wave with +2 carrier. Okay, there's
Yeah,
Tempests on Thunderhorse. Okay, that's their strategy.
okay, so Tempests are kind of interesting. They're very good against big units like carriers, and they're bad against absolutely everything else.
It's questionable even if they are good against good units. They're too expensive for that purpose.
I agree. I agree. I personally I don't like Tempest, but the only thing that you could have an argument for that you can use Tempest, it's against carriers.
Mm-hmm. But look, it's shooting Archon.
Yeah, that's very sad. Like
If
you want your
if you could
Tempest.
target the carrier, target the Tempest with the carrier, then sure, right? I'm6 going with his counter the Tempest. Probably having a little bit of fun, but it's probably not a bad idea if there's like Tempest after that coming.
Yeah, Tempest is more of an anti-air unit than like when it starts shooting Archons, and it's very sad. You really want your Tempest shooting something in the air.
Currently, Thunderhorse carrier is getting hit.
Pew pew. Okay, here we go. Let's see what Umsuck's temp. Oh, the Umsuck's Tempests are gonna expire. And you can look at how questionable Tempest are when they're gonna expire with 3 and 2 kills. Like they just shoot so slow. Their DPS is so low. The only thing that they have going for them is their insane anti-air range, which is 14.
Mm-hmm. So the GrumpyKittens are 2 gas each at the moment, while the Warriors are on 1 gas each.
Okay, good disruptor shots, just cleaning some disruptors out. Just yeah, this is a very one-sided game. There's just not a lot to say. GrumpyKittens have been just outperforming Warriors this whole game.
And the Planetary is getting focused already by a few of the carriers, and Immortals are connecting as well. Let's see if it's gonna be enough to clear it. Seems
Yeah,
like it.
Immortals. Yeah,
GG.
Immortals are planetary fortress killers, and there was 6 of them there. So the planetary fortress goes down. GG. The score is now 2-0 in favor of GrumpyKittens. GrumpyKittens really demonstrating their strategies and really good communication, very good games. Solid micro so far. Like they've been very much delivering.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's wait for the next screenshot.
Okay, so Jurzal, you're in Warriors team. You're down 2-0. What's your plan?
I guess there comes a quote from Mike Tyson, right? Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. So there's no
Yes.
plan after getting punched in the face. Well, what you can do, like if I would be on Warriors side, I would play my strengths, right? So basically, what it means, okay, who is good at doing what? Like, okay, you can shoot disruptors, you can do stalkers, you can do that, and what they could do, they can play the game that they are familiar with, because just have trying something new on the spot here is probably not gonna work because they haven't practiced it. So playing their strengths and playing, okay, I can do this, I can do that, and a bit hope for the good race matchup is the way to go, and play the game that they know. But the thing is, like
Okay.
versus team like Grumpy Kittens, you have to come prepared, right? You have to know the strats, you have to watch the replays, you have to know how they play, so you are familiar and you have an idea what to do against them. But if you're
Okay, so
coming blank from the pubs, then yeah, it's easy game for Grumpy Kitten.
okay, I'm gonna ask you. Let's go a level deeper. You said hope for the good matchups. Well, I would have thought that the good matchups was against PCC, like against two Zergs, and you get two Protoss. But even that game, Grumpykin won. So, what good matchup are you expecting? Like, which one should you?
What I mean by good matchup is that if your strength is to have like Protoss blinks, right? And two people are strengths at Protoss, and you have like double Zerg, and you have one Protoss to play with. That's what I mean about having a lucky race matchup. You have a race matchup that you know how to play. It's not about is it stronger or weaker, but you know how to play it. We have four Zergs in the new matchup screenshot. We have Zerg Zerg Protoss versus Zerg Protoss Zerg.
Okay, four Zerg. That's very interesting. I don't think we've seen this that often. And the position I'm very curious on the Protoss. So the position on Protoss for Grumpykins was on the third, and for Warriors it was on the second.
Mm-hmm.
Just on paper, just looking at those matchups, who do you favor?
Mm, if it would be two Protosses, one Zerg, I would put where the Zerg is first. But when it comes to this setup, I would say Team 2 has advantage here. Whoever has the Protoss before Protoss, I think, has the advantage.
Yeah, and I think so too. The reason being that the team two can stack their stalkers and try to clean the stalkers from the third wave. And so if teams two, like the Protoss on the second lane, can blink back their stalkers, stack with the other Zerg, and clean the stalkers, then I think they have a really good chance.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a really good matchup for them. They got the lucky combination. Now it's up to them to perform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's up to them to see. Let's see. A lot of not a lot of benefits, but a lot depends on Thunderhorse play here. Like most obviously, he's gonna be Stalkers here. Like I would say that's the safest option they can pull off. Or
That
or they could go for the late game, and that's maybe something that Grumpy Kittens are gonna do. Just do the same what they did in the game one.
that's actually going to be very interesting. Is Grumpy Kittens going to go for that carrier strategy and all gas, two gases very early on, and try to stack the long game? Let's see.
Okay, we don't see immediate gases, so probably it's not gonna be the case.
And stalkers coming out of Kachar. So Kachar going to try to go for the stalker stack.
Okay, so they're not gonna do the Songho Zealot kind of a thing, which is kind of annoying to deal with. So what you could do as I'm6 in the lane second, you could go full Stronghost, and you force the Protoss to be out of comfort zone, and then you have Zealot swooping in from Kachar with together with Locust. Like it's not like okay the most optimal meta play how you can play, but it's annoying to deal with, and it's out of the box kind of a build. that a lot of people who are not like versatile experience can be hard to deal with.
Okay, and Thunderhorse is going for Stalkers as we expected. So this is very much looking like a standard game out of every single one.
Hmm. No gases, no funny units.
Yeah,
This is
yeah, this is
probably gonna be
completely
the most
standard.
standard game that we had in the finals from the game from all three games.
Yeah. And on paper, this very much favors Warriors. So let's see if they can execute and use this chance. Maybe they can get a game in.
Hmm.
Because so far it's looked very one-sided. So maybe now they can show up and scare Grumpy Kittens a little bit.
Yes, yes, can put a dent in the record.
Okay, Triss coming in with Mutas. Actually open up with all Mutas.
He's ZVZ, right? And he's ZVZ and he has stalkers, but before that he doesn't have stalkers. So the difference between Mutalisk or Hydralisks is that do you have Protoss before you or not? That's the nuance. Okay, we have Swarmhost from M6, and we see, okay, so we see Zealot. Yeah, this is what I was suspecting. Like I had the idea that may happen, but I was not 100% sure, but seems like they're gonna go for it.
Yeah, remember when we were saying that it was gonna be a standard game? Well, scratch that, because
Okay, yeah, scratch that.
Amsucks decided to turn it into a completely weird game now, coming in with Swarm Host.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we expect now from Warriors. It's a Stalker stack with Hydras, but the Stalkers don't protect the Hydras. They kind of blinked away. Kind of would have liked to see the Stalkers protecting the Hydras a little bit more. But here comes Alien BG. And this is now, they have Blinken. Okay, perfect. They're going to have to try to kill the cannon as quick as possible. Is the cannon already going to go down? And it does. This
Yes.
is the best position that Warriors team has been in all match.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now it's Swarm Host against Mutas, so the Swarm Host can't really shoot up.
Okay, there's a Locust spawn and there's Zealots charging in. And the Stalker is gonna clear out the leftover Mutalisks.
Kachar a little bit late with that blink forward.
Well, the Mutas can throw a wrench there, right? Okay, let's see the Locust timer. Okay, there's another set of Locusts.
Okay, auto blink now out of Kachar, and I think they're gonna be able to clear Andre if the Swarm Host can come again. Ooh, Swarm Host a little bit late. The Locust cooldown takes a long time.
Mm-hmm. I think M6 is a bit messing up the macro there with the spawn of Locusts, but okay, it worked out. Maybe it was on purpose.
Okay, Swarm Host, they kind of stack, they help push, but then after they push, they kind of just
Uh,
die out.
if
Like, they're not great afterwards.
I hope it's not on purpose that he got Phoenix. Okay. But the strategy here is Thunderhorse just blinking back and using Andre's help to kill the Locust and Swarmhost. Which is, I kinda like, yeah. But instead of the Phoenix, I would rather see Disruptors so you can start dwindling down the Swarmhost now. An Oracle.
Yeah, the Swarm Hosts are all stacked together. They're very close. So definitely with a couple of disruptor shots, you can
Dwindle the
and,
down by high number, yeah.
yeah, and Amsuck's very weird strategy.
Okay, look at the
And now,
counter stack.
yeah, this is the problem with Swarm Hosts. They push once and then they do nothing. And
Mm-hmm.
so now Warriors get a very good stack. And they're already gassing. So with Grumpy Kitten's already on 5 gases up against Warriors 2 gases. Oh, now 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is that the stack is gonna be there every wave. Right? They can stack on I'm6 Kachar like every wave, almost.
Well, you say that, but Amsuck just got cleared.
Yes, at the same there's gonna be another wave and another wave and another wave. They need to succeed only once, in some sense.
It's very true.
It may not work out, especially if there's a lot of lurker leak. The lurkers are very good against locusts, so maybe Amsk is gonna have a harder time. But we'll see. We'll see how the game develops from this point on. He's adding
Yeah,
Hydralisks.
Grumpy Kitten's really going for this very early 2 gases.
Mm-hmm. Well, this build is kind of what I'm like. Swarmhost Zealot is kind of a meme build. Like it's not like that's what I mean. It's not like the strongest, most optimized one, but it's a fun one.
Yeah, then Warriors are kind of like pushing that. So it's kind of a little bit of a disrespect when you go for a fun build like this. And I hope Warriors can punish them and show them that GrumpyKittens needs to respect them a little bit more than Swarm Hosts.
Okay, it's 3 Phoenix. So okay, that's definitely not a mistake. Phoenix. It's on a purpose built Phoenix. I don't understand why. It doesn't make sense in my brain, but probably there's some idea in Thunder Horse's mind why he wants to do Phoenix versus Swarmhost.
Yeah,
But
they're just lifting zealots and doing
but
nothing.
for me, it doesn't make sense. But maybe I don't know. Maybe like he's in the finals and not. Maybe he knows. I don't know.
Yeah, I would think you would need some sentries against Swarm Hosts because the sentry, the Guardian Shield, can really help out, diminish that Locust damage. Very high DPS from the Locust.
Okay, there's Auto Blink. There's a couple Hydras alive. There's a couple of Swarmhosts alive. Let's see if BG Aliens Hydras can clear this out. Okay, there's 2 Disruptors. The 2 Disruptors unfortunately hit the expiring Swarmhosts, so they were not in the game anymore anyway, and the existing Swarmhosts are surviving.
Yeah, but here's the problem with the Phoenix. See, they lifted some Hydras, but they're not really shooting, so there's no DPS coming out of them. And you really want to spend most of your minerals on DPS. That's the reason why you don't see like a lot of medevac play in 3v3. You really want to spend your money on things that shoot and do damage.
Yeah, and now what Amsex can do, he just adds DPS. He adds Lurkers, adds Hydralisks, and push over and punishes the Protoss there. There's a Lurker from Triss, so the leaked Lurker from Triss in the Stalkers is gonna be already pain. We see a carrier. Okay, I guess now the Phoenix makes a bit more sense. So basically he's going screw the ground, I'm going air. So he's gonna go Phoenix, Void Ray, Carrier, and go from there. But it's so expensive, like it's D3, you're down on gas, you go Carrier, you need upgrades to be efficient at all. So it's just a lot of money that goes into Carrier, and he's front, right? So there's no way Andre can save it if he's in front. So
Yeah, it's like 900 minerals just to get a carrier. While that's 9 Hydras, and 9 Hydras can deal a lot of damage. Their DPS is extremely high. It's almost like a Marine, like a
yeah.
Zerg Marine.
But Thunder needs to move back if he wants to do the Carrier Viper kind of a stack. He needs to move back, and hope the time 6 fucks up his Viper micro.
Yeah, but I would want also like I would want Andre to make some Vipers, and he's currently not making any Vipers. He actually has like 3. He's making Swarm Hosts. I'm not sure what Andre. I think he's trying to copy Umsucks.
I think it was Disruptor, Disruptor Swarmhost. It's a lot. He has 3 Swarmhosts, so but I hope he doesn't get more. There's the DT
Yeah,
from
3.
Thunder Horse. But there's
Okay,
Observer from Kichar, so the DT
so
is negated.
the swarm hosts are kind of fun in a way because whenever you make swarm hosts your main army, there's going to be a lot of back and forth games. That's just the nature of swarm hosts. So we're kind of seeing that play out where GrumpyKittens pushes out all the way to Warrior's bunker, and then it die, and then like all the swarm hosts die, and then Warrior gets to push GrumpyKittens back.
Well,
So
currently they managed to snatch the middle, so that's actually important. They get the extra minerals, they get a bit easier breeding room, and now they need to make sure that they eliminate options for GrumpyKittens to stack again. Because there's still those Swarmhosts, right? And there's still a chance for Kachar going Carriers, which is going T3. So most likely they're gonna switch the positions up and they're gonna stack on the Protoss, you know.
Yeah, and Warriors is a little bit behind on gas as well. GrumpyKittens has been on 2 gases since like minute 5, while Warriors is only now getting his second gas. Thunderhorse just got his second gas. And Alien BG also just got his second gas. So the mineral advantage is not so heavily in Warriors' favor. You know, sometimes you're banking on like, oh, I've had middle for so long, I killed their cannon, we must be so far ahead. But this, it's really not the case here.
Yes, exactly, especially with no Terran. And there's a triple stack. There's Swarmhost, Stalker, and Triss Wave stack.
Yeah, there's so many different colors in this army.
Mm-hmm.
And Alien BG, I don't think he's gonna. Well, is he gonna have enough to clean everything out?
Uh, it seems so, except the Locust.
Yeah, those lurkers from BG really champs. They're all chads
Well, Amsix
managing
doesn't have an
to.
overseer, so the DT is having a fun time. He's slicing the Hydralisks, and the Hydralisks are the ones units that Amsix probably doesn't want to lose. But Kachar comes in saving, and he keeps the Locust alive. Sarhos keeps the Corruptors alive.
Okay, perfect. Andre added some Vipers, yanked the carriers from Thunderhorse, so now they are gonna get that carrier stack going. And these are +2 carriers,
Oh, but those
so they
side
do a lot of
lurkers,
damage.
those side lurkers from BJ Lane just doing so much damage because the side lurker does the most AoE because he can utilize the full range of the spikes.
I would like to see Alien BG also adding some Vipers. Like the carrier went down that didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
But Alien BG has a lot of Mutas and Corruptors, so that can catch up to Thunderhorse and save the carrier. So now they're kind of doing the same strategy that GrumpyKitten was doing on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't very much feeling the Phoenixes when I saw them coming out of Thunderhorse, but now, well, it's working so far for them. Maybe not the Phoenix part, but the rest of their strategy is definitely working.
Kachar has 1,600 minerals
Oh
in the
no,
bank.
we know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see GrumpyKittens change up their strategy very soon.
Yes, and Kachar is moving back. There comes the carrier. So let's see if warriors are gonna be able to stop the stack now.
Yeah, I would very much like to see a Viper out of Alien BG or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Kachar now coming in with his carriers.
Yes, Amsix probably should move front now just to save the carriers.
And as you'd expect, Triss has Vipers, and I'm pretty sure Amsec is going to add some Vipers soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice blink back out of Thunderhorse. Saved so many Stalkers from that Disruptor shot. And now look at how those Stalkers just cleaning all the Zealots. So now Andre is going to have a better time. Andre yanks the carrier back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yanks 2 carriers back. That's very nice. So now
Yes,
it's going to be a battle of Viper carrier.
and the thing is that Andre has parasitic bomb, right? That's important. Like you can land parasitic bomb and clear a lot of air stacks. Especially if you have like a couple of Ravagers, you can kill a lot of air with Viper Ravager.
Yeah, and Andre uses Vipers to yank Kachar's carriers. And once the carriers are in range of the Hydras, they all go down pretty quickly. So Warriors is doing a very good job this game. They're not letting GrumpyKittens get away with the carrier stack like they were doing in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a much better game now out of a Warrior. So, and they might be able to win this game.
Let's see, because the game still goes on. It's only 15 minutes, and the stack gets progressively harder to clear. But the benefit of the Vipers, they can pull off the your allies' Corruptor, not on only defending side, but on attacking side. And we can see that they are utilizing this feature, and they can pull the carriers away from Triss Wave, so it's harder for Triss to pull.
Yeah, but the game looks so different from the first match, right? Because this time Warriors is doing the right things.
Mm-hmm.
The Vipers are yanking your friendly carriers to safety and the enemy's carriers into danger. So
Well,
they're doing a lot better job.
they have a bit more favorable race setup currently than they did in the first game. Because they have Protoss before that, so they can yoink their teammates' carrier before there's a carrier from Kachar. So that's what I mean about having the Protoss there first. There's a couple things that adds you in your favor in this kind of a setup.
Yeah, so Jurzal, when I asked you when you said at the beginning of the match that you were favor the Protoss, that's before the other one. This is kind of proving you right.
Hmm.
Warriors team has had such a main advantage just because of that Protoss being before the other one,
Well, as well that
and also Swarm Host.
also some hosts as well. Yeah. I mean, Amsix probably wanted to have some fun, and he was like, "Okay, let's try it. We have 2 game advantage. If we lose, we lose. Doesn't really matter. Like they can come back and play normal in the game 4."
Yeah, but having confidence in direct strike like that sometimes can lead to your downfall.
Hmm.
If you get overconfident in a game, you think you're ahead. Oh yeah, this is so easy, I'm winning, and then all of a sudden you start making some misplays, you play some funny things, and then you lose the game.
Yeah, yeah, that happens as well.
Okay, and I like this High Templars. High Templars very good against Zerg. You can damage. You can put
Uh oh,
storms on Corruptors and Hydras.
uh oh, trouble.
Okay, but now here comes the mothership out of Kachar,
But
and
look how much there's still so much I'm6 left over, and the carriers have +3. Um, would not be bad, Kachar, to have some Void Rays here, just to help out with a bit with those Corruptors, but I think even without Void Rays, he still be able to clear everything, and now there's a stack of Zerg versus Zerg with Mothership and Carrier.
okay, there's 2 carriers stacked from Thunder Horse, but the mothership is the big problem. It's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
The mothership really adds a lot of HP to Kachar's army.
Yes, and they're forced to scan, and even that, the targeting gets messed up if you didn't scan in time. Because the units that you were doing damage, you re-switch to something else because of the mothership, and now there's a time warp. So basically, this part is minus 50 damage there, 50% attack speed. Yeah, and GrumpyKittens are back in the riding seat.
Yeah, now here comes the mothership again. There's so many carriers this time. There's 6 carriers, and those are +3 carriers. And there's not that many corruptors. So the corruptors are not even gonna be able to kill the mothership. They get cleared out very quickly. Warriors was ahead for a long time, but Kachar's mothership just turned it all around.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting the Viper stacks with the carriers, but it seems like they're missing a mothership.
Mothership is very underutilized, I would say, in direct strike highest meta, but Mothership definitely has a place in no Terran games. So there's no Thors. It definitely has a place because it's expensive, right? Yes, but the cloak forces out scans, the cloak forces out unit retargeting, and the time warp reduces a lot of incoming DPS. And the mothership itself is a big chunker, so it has a lot of HP.
Yeah, and Amsuk's given no time for Andre to yank those carriers. Amsuk's just vipered all the carriers into death. So giving no chance for Warriors team to stack. All the carriers from Thunder Horse go down. So they kind of have to now wait a wave. Since their whole strategy is completely dependent on Thunder Horse stacking the mothership and carriers.
Yeah, but
Okay, now there's a big corruptor clump.
and their second gas is way earlier, so they are ahead of an income, and they can take the third gas even without an issue here, or they can go for the kill.
Okay, this is a very important moment. Warriors has to stack right now, but the mothership is gonna go down. There's so many carriers left from Kachar. Okay, some carriers still alive. There's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Is Andre gonna pull them back to safety? He doesn't, but he shows up on time. Ooh, but I'm sucks with those Vipers. It's all about that carrier count right now.
Mm-hmm. And IM6 has 3G upgrades and corruptors, so they're gonna be pretty good against carrier.
Yeah, that +3 armor on Corruptors really helps against those carriers.
Mm-hmm.
It adds so much more
It does
health.
26 damage per shot against massive. And the mothership is 700 HP, so it's not a small unit, and it has +5 armor. Not +5, but it has plus not plus, but 5 armor on base damage.
Okay, but now here's the problem with going for an air army. Zerg just has such a good time with the Vipers, parasitic bombs. They just deal so much damage. It's such an insane spell.
Mm-hmm. That's why
You can
when
see,
I remember yesterday's game, like I was adding a lot of High Templars just to help you negate help in your waves, so you don't get parasitic bomb that heavy.
yeah, because parasitic bomb is just so strong. It deals like look at Andre. Andre has 2.5 lines
Mm.
of corruptors.
Parasitic does 120 damage. It's like half of the Voider.
Yeah, it's very ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. If you throw
Okay,
two
but now
parasitics, the Voider is 10 HP.
okay, but now there's a little bit of a stack coming here from Warriors. There's four carriers still alive. The Vipers yanked them to safety,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's Warriors' time
Kachar
to maybe come back at this game.
Kachar did not manage to get the time warp off, so he could negate the damage a bit incoming. But I think top team is gonna clear this. I'm6 got the third gas as well just before. And he did not sell the Swarmhost to get the maximum DPS out. So this is a bit of a oopsie.
Yeah, this game has been very crazy. It's been so back and forth. But there's not going to be a lot of back and forth left because we're approaching the 25-minute mark. And once the 25-minute mark hit, we're going to see tier 4. And every unit gets very much faster. And that's when the stacks stop happening.
Mm-hmm.
So now, whatever team's winning right now needs to keep winning. So Warrior right now needs to keep the momentum for a few more minutes.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if he can manage to pull the Kachar's carriers. That's very important. I think it manually has to be done.
Yeah, GrumpyKittens does not have a lot of time left. They're the ones on the clock. Only 1 minute and a half to go.
Mm-hmm.
And they really need to switch momentum into their side. But Warriors not giving them any time to do so, yanking the carriers as they should. And you can see Amsuck's trying really hard. He pulled the carrier back to safety. But this is the problem, right? Like Zerg that has middle, his Vipers are gonna have enough energy for parasitic bombs. And you can see like how big of a difference that makes. Look at how many corruptors are still alive from Alien BG.
I think the biggest thing is that Vipers can pull the carriers on whichever side you need. You can pull your allies' carrier into your safety, and you can pull out Kachar's carrier out of safety. That's the key thing. But the stack may happen now just because Kachar's sitting on Nexus. Yep, and okay.
Yeah, the Nex is sitting almost at 25% HP.
Mm-hmm.
But they use that to their advantage, right? Like so many carriers still left from Kachar. It's a very risky move. Usually when I do that, the Nexus goes down. But the Nexus managed to survive, and now they get the big carrier stack, and this is their chance. If they take the momentum now, if they manage to get middle by the 25-minute mark, they're going to be very far ahead, and they're going to be able to maybe even
Yes.
win this game.
I'm6 could really benefit from a couple of Ravagers just to shoot down the lines of Corruptors and lines of Voiders here. I would say Zergs, that is the one thing that Zergs could optimize here. They could get like 6 Ravagers and just to boil down the Corruptor lines. Because it does AoE damage on air. One of the rare units that does AoE damage on air. That's what Protoss struggles. Like Protoss can do a lot of DPS, like AoE DPS on the ground, but air DPS is a problem. It's the same here. Like Ravager helps with that. And GrumpyKittens is back in the middle, and they have T4 just finished.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a very nice disruptor shot.
Yeah, those are very sick disruptor shots, cleaned almost all of Alien BG's ground army. So GrumpyKittens was on a clock, and they actually turned the table around on time. So now it's 25-minute mark. They have that tier 4. They're ahead. They're going to get the Vipers. They're going to be way faster. And Warriors, it's going to be very hard for them to come back. They can't just stack.
Yeah, this could be too much already. Probably there's a high chance the planetary is gonna get killed in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, the army surviving is just too big.
Yes. And there's no Viper energy for Andre. Well, there's plenty for I'm6.
Yeah, so you can see like there's parasitic bombs on all of Andre's army, but he cannot do the same thing. And look at all the corruptors still alive. But a lot of Amsuk's army is actually Vipers, and those don't shoot.
But the
But there is enough corruptors here.
corruptors are bugging out since I'm. But yeah, there's disruptors could be shot at the planetary. There goes, and yeah, GG. Yeah, this is an interesting back and forth game. Very interesting game.
Yeah, this was a very close game. GrumpyKittens won this by like the pull of a hair. Like
Mhm.
this was so close. They had exactly one window to turn it back around, and they used that opportunity, and they actually turned the game around and won.
Yeah, very well played.
So the Warriors must be a little bit frustrating. They had that game. It was so close. It was in their eyes. It was in their hands, and they let it get away. Okay, so now Grumpy Kittens with a 3-0 lead over Warriors.
Okay, you left the lobby. Okay, this is game 3, right? Let me see. Yeah, this is game 3. This was a game 3, so game 4 coming up. So the first game was executed like a long-term strategy where Grumpy didn't ditch the early game. The second game was 6 Protosses, and that was kind of fun. And this one was Swarmhouse Zealot, which was as well kind of fun. So let's see what kind of matchup screenshots you're gonna have for the fourth game.
Okay, so now we're just waiting on the next screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Warriors they had in paper they had the matchup advantage game 1. And Grumpy Kittens they had like a secret strategy for when they got the double Zerg. They had the strategy, they pulled it off, and they got the game. Game 3, Warriors had the advantage again in terms of race, but they were not able to close it out. So is this going to be a 4-0?
There's a high chance it's gonna be 4-0. Maybe they managed to overpower Grumpy Kittens, but they are so strong team, and you have to be very well prepared and well coordinated to do that. And currently, okay, we are screenshotting coming. And a second now.
It was just a tease.
But yeah, you have to be prepared. You have to be well coordinated. In some sense, you have to be a bit lucky as well. So, in the sense that the opponent misses the starter shot here and there, maybe fucks up the timings, then you can take those small mistakes and turn them and snowball them into bigger advantages for you. So we have PvP versus ZPP next. Okay. We have Warriors already in the lobby.
Okay, so which matchup do you prefer on paper?
Uh,
You, yeah.
I think there's two strategies what you can do, right? The early strategy, like that's what I've been saying as well yesterday. Like early game goes for triple Protoss easily. Like killing bunker in the first 10 minutes easily goes for the triple Protoss. But Zerg Protoss can stack on its own, like with Carrier Viper in the middle game, late game,
Yeah,
right?
okay, so I can see what you're saying. So the advantage of Zerg is really the Viper.
Viper is the biggest advantage of Zerg. Viper, Corruptor, Muta. Like Hydra links and lurkers are the filler units you need to survive the first 10 minutes, but it's not like uh Zerg is the support unit here. It's not main backbone unit, not unit but race.
Yeah, so Blink is a very good ability, as you, like it's very meta defining in Direct Strike. As Stalkers, blinking is insanely good, and so Vipers can make anything blink, kind of, and that's a very good ability. Just being able to move a lot of spaces quickly is very strong. Fun jokes coming out of Warriors.
I'll be right back. I will do the same thing. 1 second. Okay, I'm back.
Little bit of a friendly banter going on at Alien VG and Kachar.
Okay.
But yeah, I think everyone's pretty much ready to go.
Let's ask.
Go to supermarket. Funny.
I can't write English anymore.
What's up? Sorry.
I can't write English.
Oh, I see. I think both teams are ready here.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so now we're on match point for Grumpy Kittens. If they win this one, it will be yet another trophy under their name. Just another weekend for them. Or and for Warriors, they would have to do a reverse sweep. 4-0 against Grumpy Kittens. I would not like to be in that position.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Well, the Warriors could go for the late game right away from the first right? Triple gas and T2 and Protoss before that. But let's see, we have.
But it's kind of a hard strategy to just pull off if you haven't practiced it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you haven't synchronized it with your team, maybe you're not that well coordinated. You don't know the timing specifically of when you can go tier 3 or when can you not.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard strategy to pull off the fly. It's definitely something you have to have planned. And we can see that they have not made a single gas. Oh, actually, As I say that, obviously, caster curse, and the MBG gets his first gas.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with this guess because he's before Stalkers, but the problem is that Thunder is against. He's not PvP. He's not against Stalkers. So he's against Zealots. So that's gonna change things. And there's a saying, back to the drawing board, right? And when it comes to like preparing builds, there's you can imagine a literal drawing board that you draw out how you're gonna do it, and you calculate the timings. We should probably do it for the next tournament, right?
Yeah, it's something you definitely have to drawn on, have a diagram of like what you're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Have like a flow chart of how you're gonna do it. It's not something you can just pull off on the fly.
Okay, so we see Swarmhost from BJLN. So he's okay. I saw how you guys doing it. I'm gonna do it. But there's a key difference what we are seeing already. BJLN is on a gas, and Thunder Horse, who is after him, is back with Stalkers instead of full front with Stalker Zealot. So this strategy is already a bit less optimal than it could be, but I hope that Thunder Horse can move forward to manage to stack together with the Locust.
Yeah, not a very good amount of coordination because yeah, the stock like it's like Thunder Horse is trying to stack with the wave behind them, but then so is Alien BG. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very awkward. Like, are you
So
trying to stack with Stormhost? Are you trying to stack with the Zealous from Andre? What's happening here?
exactly right. Double stacks almost never work. Oh, that poor
Yeah,
Archon just went to suicide itself while the other band went away. Okay, this Zealot is actually helping Alien, so you can stack the Stormhost a bit longer. But yeah, the Thunderhorse still in the back, so this Alien is gonna create stacks because he's not gonna kill the Stalkers, and Stalker's gonna blink back for days, and Reese is full front, making it a bit easier.
yeah, it's kind of funny, right? When you have two stacks, you would think like, okay, then I stack twice. But actually, that's not really what happens. It's like you don't really get
So you don't stack at all. That's what happens.
you don't stack at all. Yeah, you really want to have those other two waves support the one that's trying to stack.
Yep,
You
that's a
want
good
one
disruptor
person
shot.
trying to stack, and the other team and your other teammates trying to catch up to you to defend your stack.
Mm-hmm. That is a nice disruptor shot from Reese. Like opponent blinked, and you can blink. You can disrupt already the blinked already Stalkers.
Yeah, I don't like this early disruptor from Andre that much. Just because, like, if you're gonna go for early disruptor, like, it's not that you can't do it, but you have to get lots of kills, and it's harder to do at the beginning. And something like this, where you make a disruptor with only 2 kills, then you might as well have just made an Archon. It would have been better, or anything else.
I think the disruptor is fine.
But you gotta get the kills.
Well, the problem is that you are the catcher. You are trying to catch, and if there's nothing to catch, doesn't matter what you build. Either disruptors or no disruptors, you're gonna get rocked. Fucked.
Nice blink out of Thunder Horse. The disruptor looked like it was gonna get like 4 stalkers, but only gets 2. So that was very good blink out of Thunder Horse.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Immortals. The Immortals usually very good against stalkers, but the Locust actually defending the stalkers. And this is gonna be. This looks like a little bit of a stack going on.
Yes, if you could hit an Archon here with the other check, it's not bad, right? It's quite alright.
Okay, this disruptor shot kept 3 kills and tagged an Archon. So that was a fantastic disruptor shot.
Yeah. I like how you're trashing disruptor like 2 seconds before.
I don't like it that early.
I see, I see.
Like if you only get 2 kills, like then you might as well not have made it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get disruptor shots like this, when there's more units, you can land it much easier, and it's a lot better.
So I'm6 is not learning from Thunderhorse and not building Phoenix, he's building the Oracles. Which I kinda like a bit more.
Yeah, oracles can tag the swarm host. Swarm host can't really shoot at the oracles, so
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot better than the Phoenix, which were just lifting Locust and Hydrus and doing nothing.
Yeah, but even with the Phoenix, they managed to push quite good, at least for 2 times. Okay, let's see. We see a lot of DTs from both sides. We see DT from Andre that's not scanned We see charge DT. Okay, the Andres DT walked in the observer. That DT is not too smart because he saw that there is observer, but he decided to go there anyway.
Okay, so now this is what Warriors team is looking for. The Swarm hosts are stacking on the bunker. This is the like, again what happens all the time when you have Swarm host. It's a very back and forth game. You stack on your bunker, but then when it's naked wave of Swarm host against your opponent, you kind of like just die out.
Yeah, there's not enough DPS, right? So basically, you're just you naked wave versus naked wave is not gonna work, but it's gonna work out as a stacking opportunity. We see 5 gases from GrumpyKittens already. That's 6 minutes in the game.
Yeah, I think they're feeling very confident with what they're seeing because they have middle and they're ahead economically.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, so for example, game one, Warriors was ahead, but Grumpy Kittens had 2 gas very early on. So Grumpy Kittens was able to match up with them on economically wise. But now Grumpy Kittens has the economic lead and has middle.
And we see 3 oracles from IM6. I'm wondering if he's gonna pull the. Okay, so basically what I have done sometimes, I have built like in PvZ matchups, I have built like 15 oracles and 20 oracles and just DPS down the whole army stacks of Zergs. I'm not sure if you're gonna see the same, but I have a suspicion.
I mean, if Alien BG keeps adding Swarm Host, then Amsux has all the incentive in the world to just keep adding oracles and having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, now we have the triple wave stack out of Warriors. Every single color represented here. Nice blink out of Thunder Horse. Evades the disruptor shot. Not able to land his. Andre is not able to land his disruptor shot. Only gets 1 kill.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there's a
Mortal.
push.
So many
Oh,
low.
that blink was nice. The smart league Soundhouse from Thunder Horse is a bit of a pain. They're not supposed to be there, but they are. It's all because of those locusts.
Okay, and so the oracles were there, but they were stalkers. So the oracles are very awkward against stalkers.
Well, yeah, but the stalkers are like from Thunder Horse Wave, which is line 2, and I'm6 is line 1. So basically, their stalkers are already expiring and still being
Okay,
there, being
blink
annoying.
forward. Blink
Yeah.
forward. Nice, gets the blink forward. Cannon's gonna go down.
Very nice. The Sutter shots are okayish. Like at least one was very good.
Yeah, that last one didn't really do anything. Swarm host pulled the disruptor shot away.
The locust is so annoying because it's like 50 HP and it spawns like for free.
Yeah, the DPS on Locust is just insane, right? Like it shoots every 0.4 seconds, and it does 12 damage per shot. Like it's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Immortals out of Andre preventing Amsux from stacking. All the stalkers go down. Nice disruptor shot of Andre, clearing Triss's disruptor.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the stack is ended. So let's see if they manage to slowly creep back in.
Right, so here's the problem now. Next wave that it's time for Alien BG against Amsux, that's really the challenging one.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where Grumpy Kittens can come back.
Kachar's going T3 again. Like I guess he's really favoring the carriers like the whole series. Nobody
Okay,
will
nice.
know how to play Terran games anymore.
Okay, Amsux blinked away from Andre's disruptor shot, and Andre used that opportunity to shoot 2
Mm-hmm.
additional disruptors and got lots of stalker kills. That was a very good play out of Andre.
Mm-hmm. Look at the oracles go. Okay, there's some corruptors already. Uh, Corruptor Swarm Host. I think the Archon and Immortal can clear this. At least so far until the actual wave comes.
Oh, and Triss does not land his disruptor shots very well, only getting a sentry on the second one missing. So those were not very good disruptor shots.
Kachar got third gas. Like all of them got the third gas. They're really banking on that late game. But they don't have a Zerg. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's no Vipers for them. They can't really yank out the carriers anymore.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like what I said, like Triple Protoss has advantage at the early game, and they gassed quite heavily, and they were kind of using not like the super optimal builds, and the cannon was not killed, and the Locust managed to stack back and push the Protoss back in their hometown. Let's see
Oh,
if the height is gonna be enough. Probably
by the way,
not.
I also want to commend Alien BG on his play because if you look at his swarm host, he's preemptively spawning the locust, right? Like it does take micro to play the swarm host. You don't let them just walk forward and use their locust by themselves. You have to preemptively use the locust
Hmm.
so that they get there and they protect your first wave of hydras. That's so important.
Okay.
So he's definitely doing his part right.
From all the units to micro, I would say the Swarm Host is the easiest one. You just have to hotkey them and just spam as soon as you can. You can land the locus manually if you want. Place here key places like on the sentries or something like that. But like there's no targeting like Disruptor or Ravagers or something like that. So it's relatively the Swarm Host. Like okay, yeah, I agree. He's doing preemptively, which is important to do. But if you're going for the Swarm Host kind of a build, that's like a must-have to do. He could. I would like if he spreads a bit more and he adds a bit adds a bit more Hydras, maybe some links, so to diversify his portfolio of units.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because I've seen a lot of players you play Swarm Host and then just let them walk forward. Like that's not how you want to play Swarm Host at all.
Well, at least these ones are not the ones who are completely broken when you can bug it out, right?
What do you mean?
Like back in the days before the patch, you can build Songhost and then just force it unburrow. Basically, you could lead
Right.
lead the Songhost in the position without unburrowing. Okay, let's
Oh,
see.
and actually, this might be next. There's so many Immortals here
Immortals
and a
connected.
bunch of Locusts. Yet,
Oh, GG.
yeah, there's nothing to stop those Immortals, and the Immortals gun down the Nexus. Warriors coming back, starting their reverse sweep. It's now 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were making fun, or I think I was making fun of the Swarm host, but boy, the Warriors proved me wrong.
Uh, yeah. Songhost worked out.
Yeah, we were thinking. You were saying like you would have preferred to see the Zerg go for a little bit more of a Viper, and then have them yank some carriers out, play the late game, and make gases. But the Warriors said no, none of that, and they just went straight for Swarm host, and they won off of the Swarm host.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They
yeah.
had a lot of triple stacks. They using those triple stacks. It's very back and forth, but using those triple stacks, they got the cannon early, and they kept the advantage. Very nice to see out of Warriors.
Yeah, maybe that's the best counter against triple Protoss. Just go mass Locust.
So Warriors still have some fighting spirit,
That's how you
fighting back.
that's how you negate like triple Protoss power in the early game is to go Songhost.
Yeah, the stalkers can't stack against you if you are not really moving forward with links and stuff, right?
Mm. Yeah, but this is like fun game because they're fighting for the middle like the whole time. Like, the game was around middle line like the whole time.
Yeah, and GrumpyKittens tried to go for a later game. They tried to get triple gas, lots of oracles, lots of funny things,
Hmm.
and it did not pay off. Pay out. Like it's the first thing they've done this match that hasn't paid out. Like they actually lost.
Two minutes before the game ended, right? They were fighting in the middle where a couple Hydralisks from BJ killing Immortal Stalker. Remember? Like just barely before they pushed close to Nexus. And if they didn't have the triple gas there and they had a bit more units, they would push over. But the greed punished them.
Yeah, I think they got a little bit overconfident seeing the Swarm host, and now
Mm-hmm.
it clearly did not pay out.
Okay,
And
we have
very
PZP
interesting matchup.
versus Triple Zerg. So Warriors ditched the Protoss.
So okay, very interesting because all this tournament we've been saying and we've been seeing out of players that you always have to pick a Protoss. Like you only have one race pick and the other twos are random, and that race pick has always been Protoss. But now Warriors coming in with a different strategy, triple Zerg. What do you think of this?
I think they're gonna get rolled. Just simply like that. This disruptor is gonna go brrr, and there's not gonna be anything left over. Like how? What are gonna stack queens? Broodlords? There's nothing to stack. Okay, you can stack Swarmhouse, but as soon as you get sufficient enough Broodlords out, not Broodlords but Disruptors, just the ground evaporates. Like you just drop small nukes everywhere, and it's like.
Okay, so you're GrumpyKittens, you see triple Zerg. What are you thinking? What's going through your head?
GrumpyKittens is not triple zero.
No, no,
Warriors are.
you are GrumpyKittens. You see that your opponents are triple Zerg. What's going through your head?
I just okay. I'm going T2. I'm going Disruptors.
Okay,
That's it.
immediate gas out of GrumpyKittens,
Yeah, I think it's fine.
except from Sucks. He's the only one that hasn't built
He's
the
gonna
gas
do
yet.
Stalkers then. If you don't have gas, then you're going to do Stalkers.
Okay, I definitely agree with you because Kachar is making zealots.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to try to stack on the third wave.
Mm-hmm.
So Sucks is going to be the key player here, trying to stack while everyone else catches up to him. So now let's see what the plan is for Warriors. And actually, you were saying that Zerg has no stacking ability, which I agree with you completely. But then Warriors comes in and they're trying to go for queens.
Okay, let me correct myself. I was not saying. I said they don't have a stacking ability. Okay, they do, but that's why you have Disruptor, and there's no stacking anymore.
Yeah, and the thing is like Kachar's on zealots, and zealots are very good against queens.
Exactly right. So
Yeah, so
if
Kachar
BG
just gets
Alien
+1 and has a good time.
BG Alien sees that he's against Zealots, he can't. There's no way he can pull off the Queen stack because the Queen stack works against Stalkers, but not against Zealots. Zealots just laugh at Queens. Let's see what Thunder does. Thunder is T2 already. He finished T2.
Okay, but Alien BG is still adding more queens.
Because if they could do Queens, then they had to do Queens on I'm 6 wave. Like on the lane 3 on Andre.
Yeah, these queens are from the old patch. They can still use transfusion even though they're not on creep.
Transfuses were fixed. Like there was like 1 or 2 days when transfuse did not work on direct strike.
Must have been a very sad day for queens.
Yeah, for pubs. But I think like Kachar's already on second gas. They are just gonna come in and roll over. Like the queens are not on the stalker wave. Queens are on the zealot wave. I'm6 just blinks back on any leak. The lurker is negated because you can outblink the lurker, and you have zealots coming in after, so it's not that big of a deal. And after that
Okay,
comes queens, right? And there's just zealots coming in with +1.
yeah, there's just not enough units for the lurker to do enough damage, right? Like the AoE from lurker gets negated by the fact that there's not enough units.
Yeah, that's our conclusion after our games, right? After our semifinals, not semifinals, round of 8.
Yeah. Okay, Kachar +1 attack cleans the queens, doing a very good job,
Yes,
not missing any
I
beats.
really liked this blink. He blinked on the side and single targeted down the Ravager, Roach, and almost got the second Ravager down as well. That's excellent blink micro.
Okay, now tons of Hydras near the bunker. Bunker's shields go down, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now Amsux, see, there's not enough DPS out of Andre. And so Amsux is gonna get that chance to stack, as you said.
Yeah.
Amsux with +1 armor, as he should.
Well, he is against Hydra Lurker, so I would rather get +1 attack instead of armor.
Really?
Yeah. Armor is still good, like, don't get me wrong, but if I see Queen Lurker, I would rather get +1 attack. Phew!
Yeah, yeah.
Hydra Lurker.
I think the GrumpyKittens is having a really good time this game. They're very far ahead on gas. They have middle.
Okay, again,
The
very
Queen
nice,
stack.
nice blink from M6. He killed one
Uh,
Ravager. Didn't get the second too early. Like 1 second too early. Didn't get the second Ravager though.
Okay, but this is a lot of Hydras from Triss, and I like Thundertor's plan to go Ravagers. Ravagers are very good against clumps of Hydras.
There's a small leak of one Hydra, one Ravager.
And there are 3 Lurkers, but that's a lot of Lurkers.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's not that the Lurker is the problem. You don't have enough. It's not that you have a lack of Lurkers is the problem. Problem is lack of filler units. So you need units around Lurker that makes Lurkers work. And that's Lynx, Hydras, Mutas. Without those, it's gonna be hard. You see another player going Lurkers?
Ooh, very sick disruptor shot.
That's
Killed
nice.
2 queens and tagged 3.
Yep, that's perfect.
And now the bunker's gonna go down.
Probably reason why they went for the early gas, because they know that they're gonna need money for the scans, because all 3 players are going for Lurkers. So probably I would love to see some observers out quite early and maybe Oracle play.
Okay, now Triss is diversifying, adding 2 Lurkers. No scan. Okay, gets the scan now. Okay, but yeah, this is kind of a bit of a problem now, because Warriors are having to scan when they're behind, and they only have 1 gas to GrumpyKittens 6 plus middle. This game is looking very one-sided.
Yes, that's what I meant about when I saw the race matchup.
Okay, disruptor shots. Yeah, Alien BG is trying to clump up his queen so that they to reduce the surface area of the zealots. But then Kachar has disruptors to negate that, so the queens being clumped is kind of a minus for the queens. And yeah, that's a huge problem because they were banking. The whole strategy of Warriors was to stack on the queens, and GrumpyKittens have not given them an opportunity to do so.
It doesn't work against team like GrumpyKittens. They know what units they need to get. They know what sequences, how to micro. So the queens are not gonna. You can try queens, but they have to be on stalker line. Like just to repeat myself.
Yeah, we have a monkey girly lurker. Not getting scanned. Just barely on the edge of the scan, so it wasn't revealed. Now it goes down.
We see 6 gases from the kitties. You see very nice stutter shots. Saving 2 more. Okay.
And kill some
good.
Ravagers. Yeah, but there's so much army still left alive, and I don't see a plan for a Warriors team to get back, right? I don't see no Swarm Host. I don't see any Brood Lords. Sorry, I don't see like a big amount of Swarm Host.
There you
go. Thank you for correcting me there. There's not a big amount of Swarm Hosts. The Queens are not doing their job. So do you think it's time for Brood Lords?
They can try, but I doubt. Samsung's going mass stalkers. That's the only unit he has. I was hoping to see like mass Oracle game, but maybe not this series. So Kachar's picked up my brain and he's like, okay, mass disruptors it is. Like that's what I was telling you. Just you can disruptor down the whole waves here.
Yeah, Kachar has like what 7 disruptors. He must be having a really good time. He's having fun.
Yes.
He went bowling today. Okay, and yeah, Amsec's committed to the Stalkers. He's gonna go for his fourth line of Stalkers. I think he's just trying to blink on the Planetary Fortress and kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not even trying to go for the army. Kachar going directly for the Planetary Fortress. They can smell it. This game is theirs. They're gonna win the finals.
Well, there's
And
some smart house. You can hit the smart house and the planetary.
I think they're just going for the throw. They want to end this game as quickly as possible and
That too.
go on to the winner's
Yeah.
interview.
That too. That too.
A lot of lurkers coming out of Alien BG, and Amsux is so committed to all those stalkers. But here's the thing: the lurkers, there's so many stalkers that the lurkers can't kill them, and Amsux keeps blinking to the side. And now there's like two big armies, and I think Amsux is gonna blink forward.
Mm-hmm. I'm just asking for the scan, but the scan is not there.
Yeah,
Or
he's
even
pinging the
it's there, but
lurker.
it's out of range.
Okay, Planetary Fortress at 50% HP.
Mm. That's why you need oracles, right? You can tag the lurkers.
I think is but Amsux is tier 2. Oh, he used his scan. He's
Mm-hmm.
going for his fifth line of stalkers.
Yeah, yeah.
And even with so many stalkers, he's blinking back, truly playing this like a 1v1.
Okay, we see
Okay, now
Broodlord.
Broodlords. Yeah, Broodlords coming out of BG.
Yeah, Kachar doesn't have pretty much any anti-air, just a couple Archons, but I'm6 can kill the Broodlord if there's nothing else left over after Disruptors.
Yeah, but Amsux is committed to blinking to the side.
That is a nice shot. Well, when you
They-
have that many Disruptors, you can afford a couple mistakes. Okay, this is good.
Okay, now we have the triple stack, although Kachar can't really attack with his disruptors. With there's so many lurkers, so many hydras, I think this might be game.
Not yet.
There's a lot of
Stalker
stalkers
is gonna
from
expire.
Amsux.
They're expire.
Blink forward? No, he blinks to the side.
Well, they're gonna expire, so they're not gonna matter. But Broodlords are now pushing the Stalkers. Maybe he's gonna blink forward, but the Lurker is gonna be dwingling those Stalker ones down. Okay, blink back. Just more
Yeah,
Disruptors.
Alien BG doesn't have any DPS in his army because his army is Broodlords and Queens. And so Amsux is capitalizing on that. So many stalkers still alive. I think this might be game if he just blinks forward. But,
Not yet.
the planetary fortress is very strong.
There's side Lurkers, right? So the Stalkers go down pretty quick. That centered Stronghost is attracting a couple of shots. 750 more HP to dwindle down.
I mean, but we're seeing like the drop on the water, the drop of a water on a rock kind of thing, where eventually the water breaks the rock. We're kind of seeing that little by little, disruptors hitting the planetary fortress one or two at a time.
I think it's gonna be sooner than the rock.
Sooner.
It's not gonna take like 100 years.
No, very good disruptor shot there, killing like 3 queens. That's very nice.
There comes a couple
And now,
more.
yeah, Kachar is shooting his disruptors in pair, which is what you want against things like queens, lurkers, and swarm hosts because they take 2 shots to die.
Mm-hmm.
And Kachar is playing mass disruptor.
Okay, almost. 395 left. 250 left. 105. The Warriors are pulling up the fight, but the Corruptors are gonna finish it off. GG. Well played. GG,
Yeah,
well played.
GG. So GrumpyKittens with a 4-1 takes the finals over Warriors.
Mm-hmm. Fun games. Fun games.
Yeah, I'm dying to see what went through their head when they saw the triple Zerg.
Mm-hmm. Well, Probably like I understand Andre's point of view. He's like oh okay fine, let's just whatever, let's have fun as well. If GrumpyKittens can have fun, why can't we?
Congratulations, guys!
Yes.
Yeah, thank
Another
you.
win for you guys. Just another weekend. I'm very curious to see what you guys thought on that last game when you saw the triple Zerg.
Well, that's they got unlucky.
Well, they chose Zerg, right?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
All right, anyways, I'd like to talk, but I actually gotta go, so I'll let Kachar and Tris talk to you guys. But it was a great series, and thank you everyone for casting and for playing. GG, BG Alien, Shadow, Sonic, and Thunderhorse.
Shadow
Thanks,
Song?
thanks.
Oh,
Right,
am I
Andre?
wrong?
Andre? Alien
All right,
and
shit.
understood.
Andre, yes, you're right.
All right, GG, some sucks.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
See you, man.
thanks. Talk to you later.
So Sucks is just gonna run, so he doesn't have to answer any Swarmhouse questions.
Okay.
Well, I guess I gotta go.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So what happened that game? That game you guys lost. That Amsucks went for Swarm host. What happened?
I'm sucks happened.
We didn't. We won that game.
Oh yeah. Right. You guys won. So what happened that game? Like that was a very nail biting game. I remember. Like you guys had one window to come back. You guys like had exactly to come back, and you guys did it exactly at the 25-minute mark.
Yeah. Yes. So Sucks was like, okay, I'm gonna try the Smart hosts, and then it went as expected. So, but yeah, then I don't know. We got some nice moves out. Like first, my mothership was alive for the full duration. Then we pushed, and then we got pushed back. Almost died.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was funny, really. Like that
So we
game.
needed to. I'm not sure if they could like restack on the Nexus on the last push, but I made Disruptor just in case, just to nuke it down. So,
Yeah, usually when I try to stack on the Nexus just dies. That's just me. And actually, I have one more question I want to ask you guys. On that game you guys lost, you saw that Alien BG was going for Swarm host, and I think you guys got a little bit overconfident. But maybe you guys can talk to me more about how it felt from your perspective. What were you guys thinking?
Get
we're
her?
thinking we can like lose one game and went for free gas, and Sucks was like, oh, maybe I can just get more stalkers, and and then I went tier 3 and I saw that like we were not really winning, and I had to make more units instead of like going carriers or anything else, and yeah, I don't know. Then we just got pushed with immortals, and that was GG.
Probably if you skipped the third gas, you probably would win there. There's one
Mm,
wave like 2 minutes before
Yeah.
you died, where it's
Yes,
just
it
at the
was
middle.
sucks.
mm,
It was sucks. Also, let's go 3 gas. Like, why not? Or was it Kachar? I don't know.
I don't know. Just someone started it, and then we all went. I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty fun games. Like the game first was nice, well played out, strategy wise. And opponents are not really aware what's going on because they're like, okay, they scan the gases, but it takes a bit of time to figure out what's the proper thing they should do. And when the thing happened, it was already too late. There's not enough anti-air.
Well, I talked with Andre like the previous time, and he said like, "Oh, we have no strategy, just bam, bam, bam." Like it was like that was their approach. But I think like BGL and he made still some strategy, but I'm not sure really
Well, the Storm
what
Host
they
is
were thinking.
strategy, right? Against
Yes.
triple Protoss, like, okay, fuck triple Protoss, you're just gonna Swarm Host them down.
Yeah, that was actually good. Like it was good against us. Yes. So how was the casting? Was there any problem, you guys?
Some raccoon running.
The raccoon.
But yeah, so they did
Stole
good.
my sandwich.
Okay.
They got second place. Congrats.
Yes, they got second place. Yes.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see them at
it was their
the
fourth.
next official.
It was their
I bet.
first tournament, and they
Yes,
made it to
yes.
second place. So congratulations to Warriors.
Yeah.
Very good
Yeah, really good job.
showing.
Very
Mhm.
good job.
And this tournament is still not over yet. We still have one more match to go. It's not going to be now, but we still have to match for the third and fourth place.
Mhm.
So
Hopefully we can do it on Friday. So
Yeah, Friday?
David is home and he can play.
Oh, all right, all right.
Hopefully it's
So,
not scheduled.
yeah, so everyone stay tuned in for that.
Yeah, we're expecting a nice third place game. Also, I think like it should be fun.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
Los Banditos, right? Like Los Banditos had a very close showing against Warriors. It was 3-2.
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
it's their first tournament as well, and they were showing some very good games. So I'm hoping to see some more of that.
Yeah, and I
Well,
think
well.
they'll fight for the third place.
Yeah. So be ready, guys.
Mhm.
All right.
So I think that they exceeded my expectations. Los Banditos. Like
I'm gonna
I
polish
think.
my song hosts.
Okay. like overall, like the most of the teams there played really well. So congratulations for every team joined the tournament. And, yeah, I think they will have some nice GDSL rating points, right?
Yes.
So that's the important for the next tournament.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. I guess you can wrap it up and stay tuned for the next tournament and next round third place games.
Yes.
All right. Thanks.